It was job done for a heavily rotated Fulham side against Bristol City in round 2 of the Carabao Cup. This is how it all happened. A total of 9 changes were made, which was expected given the quick turnaround, having played Sunday 4:30 with a big SW6 Derby on Saturday 12:30 to prepare for. Silva went back to the 4-2-3-1 with Benjamin Lecomte making his competitive debut in between the sticks. Our fullbacks were the only ones to keep their places, as Issa Diop and Jorge Cuenca made up the centre-back partnership. It was a midfield three of fan favourites, Tom Cairney as captain, alongside Harrison Reed and Harry Wilson, all three being the only ones in the team from the last time we played our opponents. Smith Rowe started on the left after his goal against Manchester United at the weekend, with Adama on the opposite flank. Raul Jimenez started up top instead of Rodrigo Muniz. And in all honesty, outside of the goals, it was a really nothing game, as proven by the very low combined XG. I didn't think we'd get a third, and at no point could I see a possible cup set, apart from a small barrage of chances towards the end in second half stoppage time, which no one could get on the end of for the visitors. I think the brightest part of our team was the midfield. I thought Tom Cairney was our man of the match, Harrison Reed was decent and got the assist for the second goal, and Harry Wilson was dynamic on and off the ball. In the second half, Harry Wilson picked up an injury, which Marco Silva seems very concerned by, which isn't a good sign at all. He's one of our better players, especially on the wing, where we don't have many options at the moment, hence why we're looking for two of them in these last days of the transfer window. Where we struggled was on the wing. Adama Traore was so poor on the night, with him only being good for booting the ball out of play, and even then there were times he couldn't even get that right. He looked so disinterested, and whilst his track and back isn't great normally, it was extra bad in this match. Luckily, Bristol City were just as bad and unable to capitalise on it. I thought Emile Smith-Rowe was lacklustre, and when you're a team like Fulham, both of your wingers being poor is far from ideal, with the majority of our attacking play coming down the wing. That's why we struggled to create and look dangerous, which is why it was difficult seeing us getting that third goal. When it comes to Raul Jimenez, whilst for majority of the match he did seem invisible, it's difficult to criticise him because of how little we created, and when we did create an opportunity, he took it very nicely, even if it was poor defending on Bristol City's end. You shouldn't be able to take the ball down and have that much space to shoot in the box from a set-piece situation. Nonetheless, he showed off very good composure in that finish. Forcing the error of George Tanner for the opening goal was also decent play from the Mexican. It was a clean sheet on debut for Benjamin Lecomte. Wasn't needed much in the game, but he was fine I guess, with him coming in with the expectation of acting as the cup goalkeeper in the earlier rounds and backup to Bernd Leno. And as long as he's better than Steven Bender, we're doing something alright. But as far as I'm concerned, it's our first win of the season, and a nice comfortable one which got us in the hat for round 3. Cambridge United is who will play at home, and it's a tie I'm very happy with. The League Cup certainly has to be a priority this season, as it's the best chance we'll get at a trophy, with Marco Silva also having a huge focus on the cup competitions. The only two things that will let us down would be our squad depth, which is why we need to add some real quality before the window shuts, and also AFCON, which played its part during our semi-final tie with Liverpool a couple seasons back, with Iwobi and Bassi missing from that team. Both of them will also be going off this season, alongside possibly Chukwueze, who looks close to joining us from AC Milan. Looking ahead to the Saturday lunchtime game against Chelsea at the Bridge, has any of them done enough to have earned themselves a spot in the starting 11? Not particularly. I think the only position up for grabs is one of the winger positions. I'd say Iwobi is definitely going to start, it's just about who's going to start on the opposite side of him. Harry Wilson's now injured, and whilst as of recording it's unknown how long he's out for, with there being such a quick turnaround, I can't see him starting. Sessegnon would probably be the next best fit, but having played 2 games in a row in quick succession, having just come back from injury himself, will he be match fit for 3 games on the bounce? Adama was poor, lacks that end product, but could do a decent job as a super sub, especially if the game is stretched like it was on Boxing Day last season. Godot, linked with a move away, is just not good enough to get his first Premier League start against a very tough Chelsea team, so unless we get someone in quickly like a Kevin or Chukwueze, which I can't see happening, I'd probably go Smith Rowe off of the left, and Iwobi off of the right. Or maybe Marco's going to do what he did on Sunday and go with Timothy Castagne and play a 5 at the back. And overall, how do you think the match on Saturday is going to pan out? To be honest, I'm not that hopeful, and a third draw in a row in the league would be a very good result. But what's the point in being a football fan if you can't dream of winning, especially on Derby Day? That will wrap up this match review. Yes, not as lengthy as my other videos, but like I said, it was quite a nothing game, so there wasn't much to talk about. Go follow me on my socials, stay safe as always, and thanks for watching.